Come in here and give me a little chicken sandwich and have my headphones in. Because, I mean, nobody really knows who I am when I walk in.
Yeah, being anonymous is something that Reggie Bonnafon has grown to cherish, just being able to chill, blend in, because back in Louisville, Kentucky, his hometown, that does not exist.
Yeah, Bonnafon was one of the best players at Trinity High School, the best high school program in Kentucky, and one of the best programs in the country. He then committed to play quarterback for Louisville, whose stadium sits just 7 miles from Trinity.
Teddy Bridgewater was quarterback at the time when I was in high school, so, you know, program was on the rise, and I wanted to be a part of it, being a hometown kid.
Reggie Bonnafon was the heir apparent to Teddy Bridgewater, but before he was named the starting quarterback, his life was changed forever. His foundation shaken.
It was crazy. It was a slow motion, honestly. It hasn't been a time where things just stood still for so long.
Louisville had lost to Virginia in the 3rd game of the season. Bonnafon hadn't played well. He spent the following Sunday at home, like he did most weeks, with his mother and father, and returned to campus for class Monday.
I get a call from the hospital saying my dad's in the hospital, and they wouldn't tell us what was going on, and we needed to get there ASAP.
His father had kidney disease and had been undergoing dialysis treatments, but nothing could have prepared Bonnafon for what was waiting for him at the hospital.
The doctor comes in and says he's went cold blue 7 times. I'm still not aware of what that necessarily means, and at this point my mom's just hysterical, walking away. At this point my aunt and his brother are just now getting there, and I just dropped to the ground, and it kind of hit me.
At just 18, Reggie Bonnafon lost his father when he would need him the most.
I was just numb. Like, that was my best friend. He was my little league coach all the way up to 8th grade. So, you know what I mean? Like, as far as the game of football was concerned, I was missing a big piece of who I was.
Bonnafon buried his father that Saturday and, surrounded by family, watched Louisville play Florida International and watched the starting quarterback go down with an injury.
Literally, my whole family sitting there in our house, like, looking at me like, you know what this means. So, and sure enough, that was it. I think my coach called me like later that night on the way back home, telling me I was going to be starting the following week against Wake Forest.
The next day, Bonnafon returned to practice at Louisville, feeling something he'd never felt before on the football field.
I was scared. Like, that's the only, and it wasn't as anybody on the field. Like, it was internally just kind of just being by yourself, feeling like your Superman's not there in the stands.
But football was Bonnafon's therapy. His teammates, his coaches helped him process his grief.
I mean, that was a lot thrown at me, and I'm still standing. So it's about just having a relentless mindset, and that's kind of what my dad ingrained in me, that you know, nobody's going to give you anything, and if things get rough, keep going.
His tenure at Louisville wasn't easy. As a sophomore, he was moved to wide receiver as a freshman named Lamar Jackson started to establish himself at quarterback. The natural rapport between the two led to a breakout junior campaign for Bonnafon as a slot receiver and a Heisman Trophy for Jackson. Prior to his senior season, another position change to running back.
It's been a journey, and the constant's been the game of football, so that's what I love to do, so it doesn't really matter what the position is.
After leaving Louisville, a combine snub and unfulfilled draft day promises meant he would have to prove himself as an undrafted free agent with the Carolina Panthers. He spent 1 year on the practice squad and then made the active roster this year. He's only carried the ball 11 times, but one of those was a 59-yard touchdown against Jacksonville.
That's just a natural high that you just can't explain. I mean, just understanding that all the hard work that you put in is going to pay off at some point, and the more it sucks, the better it's going to feel.
And that Jacksonville game just happened to be one his family decided to attend. His mother, brother, niece, cousins, all there for his first NFL touchdown.
That's just confirmation for me to know that that's a higher power orchestrating everything up here. It's not me. So that's just me looking at God and just giving him a wink. And that's his way of telling me this is where I'm supposed to be.
Reggie told me he wasn't sure he'd make this team last year until the final preseason game. Kyle Allen threw an interception. Bonnafon chased down the defender at the 5-yard line, showing his commitment, even late in a seemingly meaningless preseason game. The first person to congratulate him on the sidelines, Luke Kuechly.
And he still has a ton of support, even right now as we speak. His mother and cousin right here behind us cheering him on, and they'll be inside of the stadium in just a little bit.